and welcome to VideoBrief, an exclusive video interaction by MediaBrief.com. Today we have with us Mr. B.M. Sharma, the Joint Managing Director of RSWM Ltd, discussing RSWM's recently launched digital campaign for all reasons for all seasons. Welcome to Video Brief, Mr. Sharma. It's such a pleasure to have you here today to discuss RSWM's new campaign for all reasons for all seasons.
Thanks, Safa, for onboarding me, for this interactive session. It's pleasure actually connecting with you on this platform.
Before we get into anything, I would love to play the video for our viewers. So, can we have the video, please?
बचपन में माँ की सिलाई मशीन में उलझी गांठें तो लगाई होंगी, और कुछ नहीं तो सुई से उंगली चुभाई तो होगी। चढ़ते बुखार में कांपते हुए माँ ने गीली पट्टियां तो लगाई होंगी। ये धागे आपके आसपास हैं। RSWM, for all reasons, for all seasons.
Fabulous campaign, extremely heart touching, and it really shows the kind of connect that you have with your audience and your consumers across. So, can you first tell me the inspiration behind this campaign and what was the creative process like?
Well, this idea of having this video came because RSWM has been in business, for the last, you can say, 60 plus years and all. And we have
Okay.
seen generations actually, growing with some connection, with some connect, with RSWM and RSWM product. You
Okay.
won't have a sort of a household in India as of now and abroad also, where our presence is not felt in one form or another. So that's how we
Correct.
wanted to actually connect with our customers, with our business partners, and we thought of creating this video. So, as the name suggests, for all reasons and for all seasons, any reason, it could be a wedding or a birth or anything else, we are there actually, with uh, the persons who are using, some fabric in some form.
Yes.
And this is for all seasons. Seasons means seasons of life, right from your birth and
Hmm.
going up to your grave, we are
Yeah.
connecting, with the individuals. That was the concept, behind it.
Okay. So it's really like you've woven this whole thread of connection. But as you spoke about this legacy that you guys have had for the last 60 plus years, tell me how is it translating to today's generation? I mean, while also maintaining your rich history and your past and your legacy, how are you connecting with the consumers of today, maybe the Gen Z, the Gen Alpha?
Okay, let's touch, the basic thing, basic requirement of any individual, roti, kapda, and makan. So
Yeah.
whenever anyone is, buying any apparel, any garment, any, you can say, fabric and all, we are somehow, connecting with that person in some form or another. So, whether he's buying a bed sheet or a towel or let's say t-shirt, whatever it is, uh, our you can say connection, will be there with that fabric, with that garment in whatever way, it could be. It's not only in India, even abroad also. We are exporting to 70 plus countries all over the
Wow.
world, like in Europe and US and Asia and all, everywhere our business is there. So,
Okay.
yeah, and relationship is like spanning, almost 6 decades now. We have a very solid customer base who actually vouch for our quality and that's one reason, that the such a long, you can say, networking is there, with all the key buyers, with all the key brands, all the key global brands, see. And especially in yarn industry, you do not find
Mm-hmm.
many brands actually, operating. In fact, we have been pioneer in that. It's like a commodity, so many like 170 odd mills, making yarn in India.
Okay.
But converting that commodity into a brand, and assuring, you can say, our partners, of a certain degree of quality, that comes with that brand and all, we have been pioneer in that. So initially, whether it was Mayur when we were into fabric, segment, and that tagline, of my, let's say, college days, Shahrukh Mayur Khan, when Shahrukh Khan used to be brand ambassador, and then Salman Khan came, and now all the big players, fabric players, who are buying yarn from us, they are buying Ultima yarn, not any other yarn, for the PV and all. And same goes, with our new facility that we have created last year, which is called Kapas. So any cotton fabric, cotton garment, cotton, you can say, the made up, you buy, and in case it has Kapas, and there are premium brands, who are only opting for Kapas for
Okay.
its quality, for that assurance of quality that comes, with that brand. So
Right.
yeah. So if you see other spinners and all, that's something, which is missing, and that's where we have, as over our competitors, over our peers, and all our yarn in whatever market, it's sold, it demands a premium, which is like better than all our, you can say, competitors.
Lovely, lovely. So I mean, now keeping up with the trend of, evolving with the time, how is RSWM evolving in terms of technology, in terms of its design, in terms of sustainability, and what new innovations are you bringing about?
In terms of product, in terms of, you can say, the changes, which have happened, especially in the habits, and in the likings of, the people, uh,
Yeah,
after COVID, there has been a change in the demand, or in the desire of, people, like they have moved from formals to casual, or you can say easy wear or comfort wear and all this.
yeah.
And that was the reason when, we noticed this happening, we decided to set up a knitted fabric unit. And
Okay.
yeah, and in 15 months, like, we have a capacity of more than 600 tons, which is like phenomenal as of now. I doubt any other company, could create. Okay, it came through organic, inorganic, or inorganic routes. 350 something, we set up a new plant, and another 300 we added by way of acquisition of, guinea filaments and all. And next year,
Okay.
like, going forward, maybe next 18 months or so, we want to scale it up to 1,000 tons, which will be one of the biggest, you can say, facility, in India. So we are connecting with this change in the demand, change in the pattern, change in the uh, likings of the, the people and all, which is more towards, you can say, casual or comfort, wear and all. A
Right.
completely a new segment, which is like inner wear or intimate wear, we are making yarn and fabric to cater to that also. And a lot has happened, in last, you can say, 10 years or so. The quality of fabric, the quality of, you can say, the fiber which is used in making that fabric and all, and lot has happened now. uh, RSWM is one of those companies, which has a dedicated innovation center where 24 by 7, the team is working on creating new combinations, new blends, and picking up, new fibers and all, and offering, product. to the customers. You talked about sustainability. Okay, for me, like sustainability is more like a, you can say, Western concept. But so far as India is concerned and Indians are concerned, this concept in some other name has been there in India, for ages. Like we are meant for like using and reusing and recirculating anything, be it fabric or be it paper or anything else, that we know how to recycle it and all. So uh, when sustainability was not even being discussed, by, you can say, the biggies, and not being discussed, you can say, on global forums, we have
Yes.
been practicing it, in RSWM and in our plants. Like even when ZLD was not a norm, when like people were extracting water, from the mother nature and throwing it and our all our plants were operating on ZLD. When
Amazing.
it was not mandatory, for power users to move to, let's say, green power, we in Rajasthan were the first one actually, to set up wind power units of 20 megawatt. As of now, if my requirement is on daily basis around, let's say, 55 megawatt, I have
Okay.
in-house capacity of around 40 megawatt wind power and around 35 megawatt, of solar power. Of course,
Wow.
PLF is
Okay.
around 20-25% here, and depends on weather and all. But we have
Okay.
completely shifted. There is no government regulation, there is no pressure from anyone, but because that's, we say, our value system and we want to move towards that. All
Yes.
plants have, rainwater harvesting facility, so we do
Okay.
not take anything, it's all recycled. And I am sitting at one of the plants right now when I am talking to you. The
Okay.
water is probably more pure, than the water which the city gets, from municipal tap or something and all. It's as
Oh,
clear.
wow.
Oh, yeah.
It's
So, yeah.
amazing.
And the other thing, like we are also the first one, and that too, very before this sustainability thing came, and everyone started talking about it. We were the
Mm-hmm.
first one to introduce IS, which we call Index of Sustainability, in the company. We pick
Okay.
up certain parameters, and every 15 days, every fortnightly, we started appraising our own performance on those sustainability parameters, and as of now, we are using pre-consumer waste, post-consumer waste. We are using green power. We are using, you can say, green manure. Completely cutting down on the fertilizers. Chemical-based fertilizers, and all facilities are absolutely green, greener than, I can say, any green facility that you find in Uttarakhand or Himachal and all this. All, yes, so much of greenery that we have. So be it power, be it fiber, be it recycling of post-consumer waste and all this, everything is getting recycled. Nothing goes waste actually from here.
That's amazing. And I think our environment really needs it now. So, despite this rich history and legacy that you have, you'll have always been so futuristic at heart, and you'll have these amazing initiatives. So, that's really great.
One more thing you wanted to know about technology and all. In
Yeah.
2000, yeah, 2011, Warner International, certified this plant we call SJ11, which was commissioned in 2011, only the best spinning plant, in the world. I'm not talking about India. And the
Okay.
technology that we had brought in here, they were other, you can say, textile magnates, flying in their private planes and landing in Jaipur, and they wanted to have a look, what we have done here.
Okay.
Now, unlike many other companies, where they carry on lot of, you can say, old machinery and all, average age in our plants is anything between 13 to 15 years. Whereas in case of textile, the life of machinery is 30 years. So every year we of the total capex, that we plan, a certain percentage of that, which is around 25 to 30%, we spend only on modernizing, our facility and keeping, plant up to date and all this. So,
Oh, wow, very nice. Okay.
that's where we are.
And what are your marketing strategies like? Just a little inside your marketing campaigns, your marketing strategies.
Marketing strategy, like for the branded yarn and the branded, you can say, fabric, we
Mm-hmm.
only cater to, you can say, the top brands. And
Okay.
uh, we are, so far as our fabric is concerned, so far as our denim is concerned, so far as our, you can say, yarn is concerned, certain categories of yarn, it's meant only for the uppermost, you can say, category. We are normally not into commodities. Like
Okay.
now, LNJ denim, if I talk about denim space, is a name which is uh, like become a benchmark, for very established players like, I can say, Arvind and Raymond. Those
Okay.
companies might be operating at 50% capacity as of now, and our capacity is smaller than, you can say, Arvind and Raymond. These two are biggies, but our capacity for the last 2 years has been running at 95%. This
Yeah.
because okay, the big brands in India like Levi's and all, or Spiker, or Mufti, the
Yeah.
development that we have done in case of denim, we have a group, called DIG, Denim Intelligence Group, which is
Okay.
continuously working on developing, let's say, new fabric, new denim that we offer, and we work very, very
Okay.
closely, actually, with all our brands. Levi sitting in Bangalore can see, actually, what development has been done for them in our plant in Banswara. Live, they can see, and that's how, the approval mechanism we have put in place. You see, that's how we are using technology.
Okay, that was a very detailed answer, very, very nice, and really gave some, very deep insight into what it's like and the technology and everything that you guys are using. And going forward, what would you say your goals are like? How do you plan to continue this legacy and also at the same time adapt to, the modern consumer and everything, all of the modern developments that are happening?
Okay, let me split this into two parts. What our plans are. Our plans are like last year, the leadership team sat together, worked out, and, and came out with a document that we called Vision 2030. So
Okay.
we know what we want to achieve, in next 6 years, and the
Okay.
targets that we have set for 2030. Uh, as of now, I can tell you most likely, we will achieve in FY 29, if not in FY 28. We are very much, actually, on the target. How
Oh,
this
amazing.
growth will be achieved, there is full package, which has been developed, for that action plan. Two things which are going to drive this growth, and very, very important. One is this IT and AI, and we are going to be actively and very deeply, actually, using IT in all our operations and all. We have a very high end ERP. We spent around 30 odd CR, 4 years back in implementing that, which is
Okay.
industry specific, international package. And the second thing which is going to be very, very important is, the HR function. I'm not talking about technical thing and all, because those innovations are
Yeah.
available to all, and as soon as, any new thing comes, all the big machinery players and all are in touch with us. So they
Okay.
offer us, and we work closely, with them, give them our feedback, give them our requirements also, and work like with Rita and with, others. We work very closely, in
Sure.
developing new equipment, new machinery and all. But
Okay.
HR is, if the target is actually, to reach that level and all, there has to be uh, program, set out right now, so that when we touch that level and when we go on touching those heights and all, there
Yeah.
is a sort of a dedicated, you can say, supply line. There is a bench strength which is there actually to take us there. So HR
Okay.
team is very actively working on, you can say, engagement, with the employees, identifying their, you can say, training needs and all, and
Got it.
working on individuals actually, growth. There are in-house programs, which happen every month, and for different category of, employees, right from senior most to the junior. And we also sponsor people to you can
Okay.
say institutes like IIM and all, where like
Oh
for
wow.
18 months or
Okay.
9 months or 8 months or 6 months courses and all. And another you can say thing is, which is a big asset actually for us, the average employment of RSWM employee is something around, you can say, 23 years.
Oh wow. Okay.
So
That's a
attrition
long
rate is, yeah,
time.
absolutely negligible. So
Yeah.
yeah, and we provide them environment, we give them actually all the facilities, we take care of them, we take care of their families as well, you see, and
Yeah.
yeah, and help them actually, grow with us, with the company, you see. Uh, 95% times whenever any opening is there, any vacuum is there, it's filled by lateral movement of the people only, because
Okay.
we have that succession planning for almost all the, you can say, categories of managers.
Wow, that is really amazing. I think right now employee satisfaction is such a huge thing. And I mean, if the average timeline is 23 years, that I mean, you guys are clearly doing an amazing job. So I think these were the questions from my end. But if there's anything that you would like to highlight, please go on and add it.
Well, Safa, why we are different, from many other textile companies? I
Yeah,
can say that 95% textile companies are family managed. But this is
right.
one company where the family of promoters is sitting on the fence and allowing, you can say, the professional managers, to run the business and run the company. I joined them as an outsider 14 years back, and I am now functioning as CEO of, of this company and all. And number two, this company provides opportunities to the people actually, to drive the business, the way they want, full operational freedom. I am ex ITC. The kind of freedom I can say I enjoyed there, operational freedom I'm talking about, I enjoy here also in this company. Now, my interaction with the promoters and with the board is once a quarter only, when we meet in the boardroom and all, when
Okay.
results are discussed. Otherwise, there is no interference in day-to-day operations. There are not many companies in textile, and
True.
in textile space there are very few companies, whose external rating is A or A plus or something and all this, and we are one of them as of now. In this part of the world, in this belt, for any lender, RSWM is the safest bet, because in last 60 years we have never ever delayed or defaulted on any of our commitments, be it for any loan or for any servicing, interest and all this. So even if
Amazing.
yeah, our like rating may not be at par with
Yeah.
companies having, let's say, double A or triple A and all, but I can tell you that my cost of funding is actually, at par with them, and that's the way it is. We want actually, good banks, and banks also want actually, good customers. Not a single case of any OTS or any, you can say, CDR and all. Nothing is there. Like this is something which is good about our SWM.
Absolutely. And you guys are doing a fantastic job. So that's amazing. And thank you for being here, for taking out the time, talking about RSWM, talking about your new campaign and all your innovations and strategies. It was really a pleasure having you here. Thank you so much for joining us on Video Brief.
Pleasure, Safa, talking to you, interacting with you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
So that's about it from this episode and from Mr. Sharma. A lovely and insightful discussion about RSWM's recently released For All Reasons for All Seasons campaign. I hope you enjoyed this interaction because I sure did. This is your host and friend, Safa Soomar, signing off.